Number 3, I statements. You must have, if you have any kinds of questions, you can go for I statements. What you have to do is you have to go for I. That means I have done this. That means my mistake. What you have to do is, as I have said that tone and calm, that means the boss said that you have made 10 mistakes. In real, you have mistakes only how many? 3. That means you are confessing that just for a moment that you have made 10 mistakes on that particular situation. This is interconnected. Number 2 and number 3, they are interconnected. In that particular section, if anything said by your boss and HR that you have made these kinds of mistakes, you have done this and done those things, you just need to say, yes, I have done this. I'm extremely sorry, I have done, I'm exhausted, I got so under pressure and so on. I have done this is my mistake, I'm my apologize and so on. Must be surrounded by, what is it? I. That means that's your mistake. You never say, that's my colleague's one, my colleague told me that he persuaded me to do these things. You must say I. You understand? Take everything on yourself personally. Even you know that your boss is absolutely wrong in that particular situation. Or your friends have made the mistake, or your colleagues made this mistake. Your colleagues basically, suppose there's a situation, I've given you a project, and you were 3 members in a group, do you understand? At night, your friends may call to you and say that, I think it would be better if you go for plan B. But you know the plan A is absolutely perfect for this project. Just because of having a good relationship with your colleagues, to provide him some respect, to show him some respect, you say that, oh, we will be going for plan B. So your project has been done with plan B. When you are getting the results, it's absolutely wrong. Which mistake? Is it your or your friends or your colleagues? Is it your mistake or your colleagues? The primary mistake. Focus on the core mistake. Your friend or your colleague said that we will go for plan B. Right now, whose mistake is what? Your or your colleagues? Your mistake or your colleague? In real life. Your friend's mistake. Your colleague's mistake. Because he said that, he convinced you to go for plan B. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, you must surround it by I have done this, I'm sorry. I won't do these things. I won't repeat these things in the future as well. The last one is called accepting. In that particular thing, the summary of all kinds of points is that it's all about ending situation or ending session of the conversation of the meeting. You understand? So when the boss will say, okay, that's all for today. I'm extremely sorry for my rude behavior, whatever you have done. I have to tell you these things. In that particular section, you have to say, thank you so much for your concern, whatever we have done, we're extremely sorry. In future, we will try our best to do something. Do you understand? In that case, you have to accept all of these things. You got my point? So, conflict resolution through effective communication. Number 1, which one? Finding root cause. That means the situation I created, you have sent something to wrong press. That's the root one. The root cause, that one. Then underline the issues. That means when you were typing the questions, you make some mistakes or repeat it or recurring. That doesn't mean that you are going for another mistake. That means you have to remember whatever you have done. There's a situation, consciousness, that irregular and peer pressure, these things will be from your boss side, and he will provide you with these kinds of points that you are going through. And maybe the boss is saying that you are not that much conscious, you are coming so late, you are not that much regular, and maybe you have some family pressure, you have these things in your mind when you're walking over here, right? Then tone and calm, situation, raising voice, you cannot raise up your voice in front of others, even not to your boss. And situation, just because of the situation. These things you cannot do just because of the situation. And how can you, he has made a good point, that how can you say to your boss, how can you go for your boss that I didn't make these kinds of mistakes. It's a special days, looking for some birthday, your birthday, boss birthday, or some happy moments. You have to find some happy moments as soon as possible. And you have to say, these kinds of mistakes I didn't do. I have done all these 3 mistakes. And thank you so much for 7 as well. I will be more careful on these particular sections. Do you understand? Then silent, don't let them know your next move. That means you are going to have a great connection or you're going to build up a connection with your boss. Don't let them know. Do you understand? Then I statements. What do you have to do in that particular section? My mistake. Yes, my responsibility. Whatever I've done is my responsibility. And you have to discuss all of these things with your boss in another day, personally. Unofficial. You understand? That means, oh, there's another point, accepting. This is my ending point. That means you are going to accept all of these things, even if you're right. You understand? I mean, I'm trying to mention those things, 10 mistakes. Even if you're right, you're accepting. Even if you're wrong, you're accepting. Because you have another chance to meet with your boss someday, then you will confess everything, you can say whatever you want, unofficially. You understand? So, conflict resolution through effective communication. We have done this session. And this session for your final term, not for the midterm. Okay? Any questions so far? Thank you.